Being Greek means to me living the life everyone should live. So and we're lucky to say we're Greek. And I know it sounds arrogant for me to say that, but the reality is, when you overall, for everything encompassing, for everything that we do, I said, if you ask me if there's one place I would go to over and over again, it would be Greece. And I've always said this too, Tony, everybody should visit Greece once in their life.
Yes.
If you want to see how people actually live, and eat and behave, that's the place to go. That's what it means to me.
Welcome to this episode of GreeceChats with Tony Kariotis. And in today's episode, I'm joined by Angelo Tsarouchas. This man needs no introduction. You've seen him everywhere. He's probably made you laugh. And he's right now running all around the planet, putting on his shows. Currently on a cruise, I believe, in this episode. But I just get ready to laugh. That's all I can say. He's an amazing person, and let's all jump into this episode with Angelo Tsarouchas. What's up, Angelo?
Hey, Tony, what's going on, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Always a pleasure. I got to know, where the heck are you? Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in Cozumel, Mexico.
All right.
So this, I'm working, it's cruise ship season, so I'm working on the cruise ships and doing jokes. These are out of Texas, so it's a good crowd. But I was in Europe. You never know. Between you and me, we never know what part of the world we're going to be in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So,
awesome. So you're on the cruises, working shows?
Doing shows, yeah. So doing shows in the theater. I headline on these ships, so they have all kinds of entertainers, ventriloquists, hypnotists, singers, bands, shows, everything. So it's a good gig. You're on the ship a lot.
And what is it? What is it? A daily show?
No, well, it depends. Usually you do shows in the theater and then you do shows in the lounge.
Yeah.
So it varies. Ship to ship, it varies. But yeah, you're doing shows for people, trying to make these people laugh after they've stuffed their faces in the buffet.
Yeah.
So half the time you're doing a show and they're all like falling asleep and up with the fai.
Yeah. I remember I heard a joke by, I can't remember the comedian, but they were talking about how when people come back from cruises, they never really talk about the experience, because when people ask them what you do, I don't know, I sat around, I had chocolate out of the chocolate fountain, I smothered myself with food.
I ate some food, I had some more food, and I had some more food after I had more food.
Yeah.
And we ate some more food. Yeah, pizza, dining room. Today's Mexican night because we're in Mexico, so the menu's going to be all Mexicanica.
Yeah.
All Mexican food, so it's good. Sometimes in the buffet they have Greek. If you want to see them screw Greek food up, come every cruise line. They always put, they say they have a sign that says Suzukakia and it's Panakopita, and I get in a fight with the Indian chef. I go, this isn't Suzukakia, this is Panakopita. No, it's Suzukakia. No, and then I get the chef out. So being Greek, right? I'm like, no, if you're gonna do this, do it right.
Exactly.
Don't screw up my culture.
I didn't ever think Panakopita and Suzukaki would get mixed up.
Well, you know what? For you and me, no. For most people, no. But for these Malakias, yeah, you can screw it up easily. And I had to take a picture on my phone of Suzukakia and show the guys what they were.
Yeah.
And I said, you're professional chefs. You should know better. Don't screw this up.
For sure.
Yeah.
So last time we spoke on this show, almost 3 years ago, and at that time we were all stuck inside the house. You remember that?
I remember.
What that was like?
Remember. COVID was it was a real test for everybody to see if we were gonna, murder one of our family members, because I don't think we were meant to be in the house with. First of all, we didn't know how crazy our friends and family were until we had to be in the house with them every day.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're realizing, oh, now I understand why people have jobs and people go on vacation. I couldn't, because it's like And talking about food, that's all we did was eat.
That's all we did
We
was eat.
couldn't do nothing. That's all we did was eat. We couldn't do nothing else
So
but eat.
how have things changed since then for you and like not on, I guess on a personal level, but mainly like with when it comes to shows and are things back to normal? I'm assuming now.
Right, for 22 months we didn't work, and then it's come back with a vengeance. Like I have not stopped. I have not stopped. Like it's funny how we didn't work for so long, and there was. I mean, if you think about it, there was some advantages. Some people needed to take a break, so it was forced upon us.
Yeah.
But I haven't, since I've been back, really haven't, because we had to make up for so much time, and then a lot of shows got pushed back. So then we had to, I was supposed to go to Australia, and it got pushed, and then, I was supposed to go to Greece, so everything got pushed. I saw you guys last year in Greece.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when we ran into you at the Moxie,
Last
not
year,
at the when we met up at the
right?
Moxie, and then we went to
In
dinner
Ramona,
at
yeah,
that
right,
taverna. I remember you
right,
telling us that you're gonna be flying to here, 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 and here. So at that point, I'm like,
yeah.
all right, these things are back, and it's been
The next day I
nonstop
was flying
since
to
it
Germany,
seems.
yeah, nonstop. Since I've seen you guys in Greece, it's been nonstop.
Yeah, I've noticed
So
that
that's good.
because
So that's good.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
but it's
and then I noticed when you put up your graphics when you got the dates set up, it's just week after week, which is hey, can't complain.
yeah. I mean, it's be careful what you wish for, right?
Yeah, yeah. We need you back in
Careful what you
Boston.
wish
We're
for.
waiting for you.
We're working on dates for Boston, and which it's look as you know in entertainment, there's two things. You're working or you're not working.
Yeah.
Meaning it's like and entertainers we're the most miserable. When we work too much, we complain. When we don't work, we complain. That's being Greek, I think.
Yeah.
Oluluavo, that guy. But it's so funny because I'm typical of that. I'll be home for 3 or 4 days. I'm like, okay, I'm going squirrely. I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
I gotta go to
Exactly.
work. I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. And when I'm at work, I'm like, this is bullshit. I need to, I guess you try to find it, but I'd rather be working than not working.
Right. Yeah.
So that makes a big difference
So
in that way.
obviously it's great that you having all these week to week shows, but what is it like to have to? I mean, I guess it goes back to what we were just saying. We complain when we don't work. We complain when we do work. But what is it like to work so
Right.
often?
Well, here's the thing. The work is great. What's difficult sometimes is the travel.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's going to be, like I'm doing, we're going to now, 2024, we're starting off with a bang. So once I'm finished the cruising, I'm going to be going to Canada to tape a television thing. Then I'm going to DC to do a show. And then when I come back, I'm doing Anaheim in California, it's close to my house. And then we're going to go to Montreal, Toronto, Hamilton. And then my family's in Montreal, but on Sunday I got to fly to Bahamas and go on a cruise that I had already booked. Then I come back to Cincinnati, and the next day I do a 5-day Midwest tour with Ariana. Twin Girl Peaks is going to be on it. She's
Yeah.
coming to do. We're doing this concept show, and then we're doing like literally one day and then 5 days in a row, like Cincinnati, Youngstown, Ohio, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, and then Apokee. So I mean, it's like it's day to day sometimes. Like one minute you're in America, next minute you're in Canada, next minute you're in Bahamas,
Mm-hmm.
next minute you're in Plitra, next minute you're in Volos. I'm just making it up now, but you know what I'm saying. We've got
Yeah.
and when you're and the way it works is that if the dates allow the one day to travel, you have to go.
Yeah.
So. But that's I mean, that's good. But I think for me, sometimes the difficult part is it's not the shows; it's the travel.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah. For sure.
constantly on an airplane going somewhere. But that's a job.
Talk to me about like I know you just mentioned your city to city and city. What are the Greek communities like? What are the differences? What are some of your favorites that you run into?
Well, it's different because everything runs. Greek community is a part of what I'm doing. So I'll do these mainstream shows. We do club shows. We do theater shows, and then we're doing the. So these shows we're doing, I've been doing them for years. As you know, the ones I do like in Boston, we do Worcester, the Greek Church fundraisers. We're doing I think it's St. Catherine Church in Washington Falls Church, Virginia. Bethty Ecclesia, Virginia, Falls Church. And then Anaheim, St. John's. Then, so it's like a lot of them are church fundraisers, and those are like mostly family friendly kind of shows, making fun of our culture, our community. So
Yeah.
those are good. But I've been doing those for over 20 something years.
Oh,
And it's fun. They like they're happy when you go there because they see your stuff online and they see your stand up if
right.
you're doing it online, and you've seen the shows, and so it's kind of like giving that perspective. I think the thing is trying to keep it fresh,
Right.
trying to keep more. So every time I'm running out of material, I just call my family. We get in a couple of blowouts, and then all of a sudden I get another hour of material.
There you go. That
And then
answers.
especially now Christugina.
Yeah.
Everybody says, "Oh, Christugina, so much fun." I go, "No, if you're Greek, it's because I'm coming to Montreal. I'm going to come to Montreal. Puta parte na fate, so spiti mastartis, that kind of stuff."
Yeah.
So I always find it funny if I visit, especially when I go to Canada. Everybody wants to see you, but what you're realizing, some of your friends and family, they're not talking to each other anymore.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not like you can go to one house and everybody shows up. Nobody wants to admit that the way, Tony. They goes, no, we're not like that. Yes, we are. And you go there and go, de burumen artume ki, tartume. So it's so funny, but I laugh at that. I think it's funny because it's funny you bring that up. I put a video up of my Greek dad, the thermostat and all. Was your
Yes.
dad like
Yeah.
that? So I'm getting some pushback from people saying, you're making a caricature of Greeks. I go, hold on. I said, I've been to Greece. They have air conditioning. They won't turn it on because they're scared everything's going to blow up.
Yeah.
I've been in the car. It was 130 degrees. They won't roll the window down because they think they're going to get sleepy in their neck. I said, my dad would go around the house going, who left the TV on? Who left the thermostat on? So for us, growing up outside of Greece with our parents like that, I'm not saying all of them, but for some of them, they do that. But what happens? What happens? Some people go, well, you're characterizing it. I said, because that's how I like a lot of people identify. But
Yeah.
some people think, because there's a lot of content makers now. And we make fun of the things. But I think the one thing we all have in common is that we're just having fun with it.
Right.
But I think with Greeks, there's a fine line sometimes because you're making us look like idiots. No, it's just that's cultural. Indians do it, Italians do it, Portuguese, everybody, French. We all have those things. That was my dad. My dad would always go check the thermostat. Like,
Yeah.
and we would hear that in my head. So some people get fired up over it. They're like, wow, it's funny, but some people say dead on. That was my dad. You're dead on. That was my
Yeah.
dad. Other people, no, it's not. So
Well,
can't
actually,
make everybody happy.
Maria and I did one of the Epapagorevte episodes was of her bundled up in a blanket and going to turn the thermostat on, and I'm sleeping on the couch. But the minute she touches it, I wake up. Yep.
Yeah, upon whatever. And it's funny. Upon whatever.
Yeah.
It's funny because we all have a different maybe version of the same thing, which is good because
Yeah.
you do stuff with Maria. I know Ariana does stuff. Constantly Gus does stuff. That other girl from New York, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all going to share. The thing about ethnic comedy, we all kind of have the themes. So it's nice to see now, 25 years later, I see a lot of my jokes that I did now being turned into themes
Yes.
because every
Yes.
generation's different.
Right.
So if you look at my original, like when I do all the Greek sayings and all that kind of stuff, that was done a long time ago. I put up the kid later.
Yeah.
So that's good that you can see that now, because every generation's going to come up with a different twist on it, which is good.
Yeah.
I think overall it's good because it gives something for people to laugh at because life's shitty sometimes.
Yeah. No, for sure. We for sure.
Bills and all that stuff. You want to laugh a little
Yeah.
bit, but that's why I like Apagorevete when she's about to go in the pool and you wake up from the chair. Apagorevete.
Exactly.
Because really, your Apagorevete is a take on, if you think about it, our parents.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the whole thing was based off like that papu or that grumpy dad that just.
Yeah, exactly.
Hola, Apagorevete. Yeah.
Because what's it really coming from? If you think about it, Tony, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah.
And a pagoreva is funny because when you do it, that's your signature, a pagoreva.
Yeah.
And I like that. But that's what I'm saying though. It's kind of, I think though, culturally speaking now, in Greece, stand-up comedy is a big thing. Now it is. When I went there to do my documentary, we shot the special. It was still at infancy. So a lot of these guys have taken off now. So their view of it could be different from ours because although we're Greek, we weren't raised there. They were, but they weren't raised here. We were.
Right.
So for us, we had two things to deal with. We had to deal with our parents who didn't want to let go of being Greek, and we had to deal with American or Canadian life where we had to go to school, we had to go to work. We had to deal with people in an English world as
Right.
opposed to Greek. But we Greekify everything anyway, so it's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now you say that all these jokes that you've had in the past, how have your skits or your jokes evolved over the years?
Well, I think. Well, look. I mean, the thing is that you can see it with the Italians. It's the same thing. I think what happens is that now I'm able to put myself in a position where I'm the parent.
Yeah,
I have kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm now the parent. I used to make fun of my dad. Now I'm my dad.
exactly.
So I'm giving. You see, so I'm giving it that perspective now. So it's kind of like, and now I see my daughter rolling her eyes at me. And I go, don't roll your eyes at me. And then now I'm saying things and I'm realizing, oh no, I've become my dad. I've become Petro. That's me with the thermostat. That now it's
Yeah,
although I'm making fun of what it was like, so we can all make that similarity to growing up the same way. But now I've become that guy, and I think a lot of people in my age, I'm older than you guys, and my age now can see it and say, yeah,
yeah,
that's and now when you hear people say this, what's the mom, man? And I'm doing that now. And I'm like, what's the mom and
yeah,
Totora sis? And I'm looking at the younger generation going, so now I'm thinking, wait a second, stop, Ange. You've become the guy you made fun of before.
exactly.
So in that sense, I'll take the perspective now. So which is, it's the natural progression of comedy is that, before you were married, you were talking about dating. Then you get married. Then you talk about being married. Then you have kids. Then you talk about having kids. Now, as you get older, you're talking about how shitty your fucking kids are, how they don't listen, and now you basically become your parents.
Yeah,
So I think that's how comedy evolves. It's where you're at in your life. People. I guess now when they come to I notice a lot of the younger kids that like the comedy. I remind them of either their parents now, or I remind them of that Theo that knows everything. The women are Rocadzis, Nostrato, those guys are always full of shit.
yeah,
And I think that's the funny now because anytime you're at Pasca or anything like that, I think what happens is that there's always that one uncle who tells you stories that you didn't know, you don't know if they're true or not,
yeah.
but they sound really good because we're good storytellers.
Yes, yes. That
That's what it is.
that we are for sure. I want to talk a little bit
Yeah.
about Greece, but before I do, I got to take a quick commercial break to read off some ads, and then we'll
Okay.
we'll talk about Greece. Um,
Okay.
do you mind if I read them while you're on, or do you want me to do it
Not at
afterwards?
all.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right. I'm going
Not
to
at
read
all.
them live, and if you want to chime in, if you like something, go for it.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So we're going to read off some ads now. Up first, we have Klosti. Klosti makes handmade Greek products right out of Greece. They make amazing gifts for men, women, and children. They have a lot of seasonal ideas. Check them out at klosti.com. Up next, we have Castra El Leon Premium Sippin' Vodka. Castra El Leon is a sippin' vodka distilled with Greek grains and olives out of Nafpaktos, Greece. Have you been
Okay.
to Nafpaktos?
I have been in Apacto.
I haven't been
I
yet.
have.
Everyone says amazing things.
Yeah. It's on the way to Patra, right up there.
Amazing. Please drink
Yeah.
responsibly and obey your local laws. Up next, we have Origins. Origins is a travel companion based app. The way it works is you program your profile to know the routes that you're from. So I would put Kalinos, Kalamata, Greece, Boston. And if I'm on
Right?
if I go down to let's say you're doing a show in Australia and I come to Australia, and the phone will tell me if someone shares those routes and is close by, I can connect with them, go have a drink, hang out, and meet people that share the same routes. Check them out. They're on the App Store
Nice.
and they're on the Google Play Store or on
Origin.
Instagram at Origins App.
So no excuse for those people who want to meet somebody. If you're looking for somebody in your origin, go to
Yes,
Origin.
exactly. You go to
That's good. I
Origins.
like that. I like that.
Go to Origin. It's created by a couple Greeks from the Greek Americans, and they're prideful Greeks, just like all of us. And
Yeah.
they're hoping that this app helps everyone around the world, not just Greeks, connect with their roots. Up next, we have, if you're a Greek from the diaspora and you qualify for your Greek citizenship, check out greece-media.com/Greek citizenship. They're standing by to help you file your paperwork to become a Greek citizen the right way and quickly. After that, we have Greece Media also provides travel services. If you're looking to go to Greece, need a trip booked,
Right.
want to book an excursion, a hotel, anything you need, an itinerary, go to greece-media.com. This next one is specifically for people that reside in the U.S. Our friend Savas Fetfatsidis, he is the go-to guy for Greek Americans looking to, not just Greek Americans, anyone looking to realize their dream of home ownership. He'll help you get pre-approved, and he'll teach you about the entire process through his Instagram page. On his Instagram page, he's got tons of videos that he talks on camera and teaches you and takes the fear out of the process. It's at Savas Mortgage. And last but not least, for those that have been listening to the podcast, I've been trying out this new product from Zoiful. It is a medicinal wild olive oil out of Greece. They say it's got good health traits, so I'm trying it, and I will report back soon and let you guys know. But if you want to try it, there's a link in the description. Get your wild olive oil straight out of Greece. Angelo, that's all I got. Let's talk a little bit of Greece before I let you go. Where in Greece is home?
Well, my dad's from Sparti, which is Sparti, a little place called Daphne, which is about 20 minutes south of Sparti. And I love Peloponnese, so it's great characters, great stories, good food, by the way. I know everybody's going to tell you, but the Calafian oil from where my dad's from is fantastic.
I bet
And my
it
mom's
is.
from Lesbos. My mom's from Lesbos, from Mytilene, another nice place.
Yes.
So
all right. So
those are the places.
A lot of my listeners come here for travel tips. So what would you tell someone visiting Daphne or Lesbos for the first time?
Well, if you're gonna go to Daphne or down, first you go to Sparta is cool because you go to see Mistra, which is the ancient city right by Sparta, and there's a big statue of Leonidas or Leonidas. If you go down to Peloponnese, so it's from Monavasia, the castle down. So many cool places to go in Viros. You can go see the stalactite caves. You can go to Hithio. They got awesome beaches there. Plitra. Peloponnesos is beautiful. Great eats. But you can see that for pretty much anywhere in Greece, right?
Yeah.
So anywhere you go. But there's lots to go and see there. And the good thing about it, it's not pricey like you would get when you go to the Greek. Enough of this Mykonos and Santorini. I get it.
Yeah.
And I love Mykonos and Santorini, but dude, you're paying beyond New York, LA prices now.
Right.
But the people that go there want to spend the money. Mytilene is beautiful. I've done the pilgrimage to Ayasos with my mom, which is beautiful, right? Beautiful walnut groves and stuff. You go to Pomadi, they got great ouzo. They got great food in Mytilene, lots of great seafood. Lots of patzadika, those restaurants serve all the soups and stuff. Lots of the supsadika. And if you're going to go to Mytilene, stop at Chios because you got those old Venetian medieval cities and the mastikas and everything. So those are just two places in Greece. But is it really, Tony? Is there anywhere bad to go in Greece?
No. If you throw a dart at the map and you go there, you're gonna have a great story.
You're gonna find something good in Greece. I've never heard somebody go and tell me, "Oh, that Greek salad was better than that one. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Anywhere I've gone, Rhodos, Naxos, even that little taverna in Omonia when we were there. How
yeah,
good was that
yeah.
food?
That was incredible.
Re- That old taverna we
Yeah.
went to, and we had that food there, and it was delicious.
Now that was a really tasty dinner.
Yeah,
And that was right across the street from the Moxie.
from the Moxie, which is, by the way, a very, very cool hotel. It's by Marriott. Remember when you guys came? And that's right. You get off the metro and you literally are at the steps of the Moxie. Give a shout out to the Moxie because they were nice to me there. And that's a
Yeah,
great, if you're going to stay in Athens and you want something central and
yeah,
close to the subway, go to the Moxie Hotel in Athens and Omonia. Super cool hotel. Good vibe.
yeah. No, great tip, great tip.
Great
Ha,
hotel. Yeah.
I know you tour everywhere. Are you doing shows in Greece?
So next year we're going to go in next October, October 24. I try to go every 2 years. So I'm going to be going, I think I'll be in the Middle East. I'll be in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I'm going to Chypros, going to Kipro, Cyprus. You know where um, Karapuzi is called Patija.
I didn't know that.
I love that place. But I love Cyprus. I went for the first time last year, and I can't believe I'd ever gone before. So beautiful.
Yeah,
And I'll be in Greece again, probably for sure Thessaloniki, Athens, Patra, Heraklion, Crete. You know all those places, and then all over Europe. So yeah, it's always good to go there. We're on the run, but it's great. I love going to Greece. It's cool. I never, I got to see the chance now, Tony, where I can go to Greece and actually do shows,
yeah,
and Greeks appreciate it. So it's great. It's good to go there. It's a bigger pride thing more than anything to go there, and everybody's so nice. They're so they appreciate you going over there and doing the shows. They like our perspective too.
yeah. All right, lightning round. I'm going to read off a few things. I want your three favorites. So I want your three
Okay,
favorite Greek islands you visited.
Rhodos, Crete, and I have to say Naxos.
Okay. Your three
Yeah.
favorite mainland destinations.
Well, I'm gonna say Sparti for sure because I love being in Sparti.
Sure.
Mainland, well, I'd say Sparti, Thessaloniki, and Athens.
Okay.
Those three.
Three favorite Greek dishes.
Oh, okay. Yemista, Moussaka, and Suzukakia.
And three favorite Greek desserts.
Oh, jeez, I like the burrito.
Yeah.
I love mela makarona, baklava, kataifi, ziples, kurabienes,
Love it.
yaourti memeli.
And
Shit, there's about 10 of them I love, but those are my top three.
and then are you a coffee drinker? And if so, what's your favorite Greek
Yes.
coffee?
Well, it's going to be Papagalos, Metrio, Zesto, Diplo.
Amazing. Well said.
I love Greek coffee. I mean, there's the Fredos and the Frappes. I like them.
Yeah.
But for me, Diplo, Metrio, Zesto.
Yeah.
In the morning, there's a place in Greece called Gregoris.
Yes.
And they have those great spanakopite.
Yes.
And I'll go in the morning, I'll get a Diplo or Triplino Metrio. They'll do it.
Yeah.
And I'll get myself, I'll get a Milopita
Yep.
and a Spanakopita in the morning.
Amazing.
Wicked.
Speaking of Daphne, I want one last question about Daphne. Can you share
Yeah.
with us a story again how you shut the city down?
So in 2016, I was in Melbourne, Australia. And in Melbourne, Australia, I didn't realize how many people were from my dad's village in Sparty. There's more than in Melbourne. So there's a beautiful, beautiful community in Australia of Greeks, diaspora. Actually, Melbourne is the third largest Greek city in the world, outside of Athens and Thessaloniki. So as a joke, I said to the guys when I was there, the guy goes, "Well, how many people? The people want to come to see you." So Oakley is a suburb of Melbourne, and they said 15, 20, 170 people showed up. So I said in 2019, why don't we do World Daphne Day in Daphne? So I took a page out, Tony, on Facebook, And I said, people from Daphne, friends of whatever, didn't have to be from Daphne. On August 15th, 2019, we're going to think, oh, it's not 2019, we're going to do a World Daphne Day. And nobody knew what the hell was going on. And I was going there, and I took my mom, my daughter, my wife. We went to Daphne, and we were going there, and I thought maybe we'll get 150 or 200 people, maybe, for people coming around. And it was a big day because it's Panayas, right? Mary, Peter, Paul, Destiny, all that. We ended up getting over 2,000 people, and Daphne only has about 800 people in there, and they had to get the chairs from all the other Korea around. And I ended up doing a show. It was 100 degrees that night. It was boiling, and the kids came out and danced, and they were stunned. I was stunned. I'm like, people were coming in from Thessaloniki, Australia, Chicago, New York, Boston, Canada, Montreal, Toronto, Germany, England. People from all around the world came to Daphne for this one day, and we basically shut down Daphne for a day. We put it on the map. That's why we called it World Daphne Day. It was one of my proudest. I wish my dad would have been alive to see this
Yeah,
because he would have been so proud of it.
for sure.
And people said, "Why are you doing it?" And the reason we did it, Tony, is that everybody's dying,
Mm.
so let's get everybody together, right? Keep any mental man, like it's. And there's great pictures, and the best part for me was my daughter at the time was 6.
Yeah,
She just turned 7 years old, and she was able to see her papoose choreo and see all the kids, and she was really. It made me happy that I could take my daughter and show her the birthplace of her grandfather,
definitely.
and run around with the kids. So it was a fun time. Now they want me to do it again, of course.
You have to.
Maybe
You
we'll have to
have to,
do
man.
another one.
You
We
got
have
to
to do
do it.
another
Let us know
World
when.
Daphne Day too.
Let us know. We'll
You
be
have to come
there.
down. You have to come down with yeah. You have to come down, man. And it was funny.
Yes.
People from Athens, other people. He goes, people just showed up. It was funny.
Yeah.
Friends of mine I didn't expect to see. They go, didn't come to tipo Tanakano, man. We came to hang out with you. Great. It was
That's
fun.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. What do you love most about what you do?
Look, I love listen. I love to make people laugh. I love to laugh with them. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
good to I think laughing adds years to your life, and it's rewarding in that way. I mean, I want to quit once or twice a week because it's just like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Maybe my parents are right. Go get a real job, man. But it is a real job, and I've been happy because people say, "How long? When do you get a real job?" I've been doing this full time for 28 years. Hey, I've been on television specials, shows, movies, theaters, clubs, all around the world. So I feel really blessed, to be able to do this. And I never take it for granted, Tony. Every day I'm just saying, give me the strength to keep doing this. As long as I can do it, it's a happy day. I
Definitely.
love doing it. And you can see when people connect to you, that they're
Yes.
like, hey man, thank you. I was having a bad day. I went through a rough time, and you said malakias, you made me laugh. I think people can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because it's tough now. Economy's tough, family's tough. We're getting older. Ola ponane. Now
Yeah.
I'm starting to things are ponane ola prata. Now I call my friends, ti se ponai. Que mena, toido, imessimo. Tagonatamo, so I make fun. It's funny to make fun of that now because
Yeah.
we compete with each other.
Yeah, for sure. So
Tomati mu ne vai kala tomati mu to. Oh, te αυτό δεν είναι τίποτα. Το
yeah.
χέρι μου πονάει. Αυτό δεν είναι τίποτα. So I
Yeah.
like when the older Greeks get together and they're in competition. Who's sicker?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, you know.
So
So we have to
knowing
laugh at that stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. So knowing what you know now, all these years in this industry, what would you tell a young up and coming comedian if they're just starting out, but they do have some talent?
Open a restaurant. You'll make more money. No, look. Listen. I always tell. I've said this before. I'll say it again. If people want, I know a lot of people have asked me, and it's nice that they do. I always tell them this. I go, look, if you want to do it, just do it. Don't worry about money. Get on stage. do it. Yeah, it's one of those things you got to love to do it.
Yeah.
If you start counting the beans or expecting a result within 2 or 3 years, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
You really are. You got to love doing it. And you know what? I've always said this: get a degree or learn another way to make money also,
Sure.
because sometimes it's the hard way to make a living. So if you can still do this and pay your bills, then you're ahead of the game. Don't just sometimes you got to submerge yourself in it as an artist. It's tough.
No, for
It's
sure.
tough.
All right, I got
It
one
is.
last question for you, but
Yeah.
before I ask
Yeah.
it, how can separate question? How can people go and find like your tour dates and all that good stuff? Like where can they see if they're coming to your city?
Go to funnygreek.com. You go to funnygreek.com or tsarouchas.com. It has everything's on the website. And on social media, it's at Angelo Tsarouchas on Instagram, at Angelo Tsarouchas on Facebook, TikTok,
And here they can see some of your
or
skits too, your jokes, your
see the
stand-ups.
skits on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, X, Threads, collectaburico.com. No, I made that up. I don't know. There's so many of these new things now.
Yeah.
But yeah, funnygreek.com
So if
will
I go
give
to
you all the information.
funnygreek.com, I'll find everything to
Yeah,
find you.
find everything. Yeah, the tour dates are up there, and you'll see the handles for all my social media, and currently we're updating the website too. So
Amazing. Well,
and
there's
then
the
we
plug for those looking to how to find Angelo's content or how to
yeah
find whether he's coming to your city or not. All
yeah
right, Angelo, I got one last question before we say
yes
goodbye, and
yes.
it's the sign-off question I ask everyone. It is, what does being Greek mean to you?
Being Greek means to me living the life everyone should live. So and we're lucky to say we're Greek. And I know it sounds arrogant for me to say that, but the reality is, when you overall, for everything encompassing, for everything that we do, I said, if you ask me, if there's one place I would go to over and over again, it would be Greece. And I've always said this too, Tony, everybody should visit Greece once in their life. If
Yes.
you want to see how people actually live, and eat and behave, that's the place to go. That's what it means to me.
Amazing. Well said. Angelo,
Yeah.
thank you for taking the time today while you're working
Thanks,
the
Tony.
cruises. And thanks for coming on the show. I'll see you soon, hopefully. Hopefully you come to Boston,
Thanks,
if not
Tony.
in Boston, in Greece. But thank you.
Greece.
Yes, in Greece for
Maybe. If
sure.
you come to LA, let me know. If you're in
Oh,
LA, you got to let me know, right?
yes, and LA for sure. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank
bye.
you guys for listening to this episode of Greece Chats with Tony Kariotis. Today's guest was Angelo Tsarouchas, and we will talk to you again on the next episode. Bye, Angelo.